The curious tilt of our sun traced to undiscovered planet X. This is according to phys.org. Planet X, or Planet 9, or Nibiru, the undiscovered planet at the edge of our solar system that was predicted by the work of Caltech's Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown in January 2016, appears to be responsible for the unusual tilt of our sun. This is according to a new study. The large and distant planet may be adding a wobble to our solar system, giving the appearance that the sun is tilted slightly. Because Planet 9, or Planet X, is so massive and has an orbit tilted compared to the other planets, the solar system has no choice but to slowly twist out of alignment. This is what Elizabeth Bailey, graduate student at Caltech, lead author of the study, announced in the discovery. All of the planets orbit in a flat plane with respect to our sun, roughly within a couple of degrees of each other, and that plane, however, rotates at a 6-degree tilt with respect to the sun. It gives the appearance that the sun itself is cocked off at an angle, and until now no one had found a compelling explanation to produce such an effect. Brown said, "It's such a deep-rooted mystery and so difficult to explain that people just don't talk about this." This is what Brown explained, the Richard and Barbara Rosenberg Professor of Planetary Astronomy. Brown and Batygin's discovery of evidence that the sun is orbited by an as-yet unseen planet that's about 10 times the size of our planet, our Earth, with an orbit that's about 20 times farther from the sun, on average, than Neptune's, changes the physics. Planet 9, based on their calculations, appears to orbit at about a 30-degree off from the other planets' orbital planes, and in this process, it influences the orbit of a large population of objects in the Kuiper Belt, which is how Brown and Batygin came to suspect a planet existed there in the first place. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. It continues to amaze us. Every time we look carefully, we continue to find that Planet 9 explains something about the solar system that had long been a mystery. This is what Batygin says. He's the assistant professor of planetary science. Their findings have been accepted for publication in the issue of Astrophysical Journal and the American Astronomical Society's Division for Planetary Sciences in Pasadena. The tilt of the solar system orbital plane has long befuddled astronomers because of the way the planets formed as a spinning cloud slowly collapsing first into a disk and then into objects orbiting a central star. Planet 9, or Planet X's angular momentum, is having an outsized impact on the solar system based on its location and size. A planet's angular momentum equals the mass of an object multiplied by its distance from the sun and corresponds with the force that the planet exerts on the overall system spin. Because the other planets in the solar system all exist along a flat plane, their angular momentum works to keep the whole disk spinning smoothly. Planet 9, or Planet X's unusual orbit, adds a multi-billion-year wobble to the system. Mathematically, given the hypothesized size and distance of Planet 9, Planet X, a 6-degree tilt fits perfectly. This is what Brown explains. The next question then is, how did Planet 9, or Planet X, achieve its unusual orbit? Though that remains to be determined, Batygin suggests that the planet may have been ejected from the neighborhood of gas giants by Jupiter, or perhaps may have been influenced by the gravitational pull of other stellar bodies in the solar system's extreme past. For now, Brown and Batygin continue to work with colleagues throughout the world to search the night sky for signs of Planet 9, Planet X, along the path they predicted, and that search, Brown says, may take a few more years. This is by phys.org on Bended Reality. So more scientific breakthrough. The mysterious Planet 9, Planet X, might have tilted our whole solar system. Two recent studies again have shown the existence of mysterious hypothetical planet 9 or planet X could explain why the planets in our solar system don't fully line up with the sun. Researchers have been speculating about the ninth planet since a few years now, and these latest studies add more weight to the hypothesis that at some point in time, at least, there was an extra planet orbiting our sun. In fact, if planet 9 or X does exist or did exist, it would help to explain something that scientists have puzzled over for decades: why the solar system is tilted, and what does that mean? Basically, all of the main 8 planets that orbit our sun do so in the same plane, making the solar system look like a disk. And the problem is that the sun spins at a different angle, with its axis roughly 6 degrees off from the rest of the planets. In the past, researchers attempted to explain this slant by blaming the temporary tug of a passing star, or interactions between the sun's magnetic field and the disk of dust that formed our planets, but none of these theories have fully accounted for the misalignment. But now these two new studies, completed independently from one another in the US and France, show that the existence of Planet 9 could explain this tilt. Because we think Planet 9 has a significant inclination, if it exists, then that means it would tilt things. This is what one of the researchers in the US study, Elizabeth Bailey from Caltech, told New Scientist Rebecca Boyle. She said it's one puzzle piece that seems to fit together. It really seems to be in support of the Planet 9, Planet X hypothesis. And in case we're unfamiliar, Planet 9 or X is a hypothetical planet orbiting the sun, or did at one point, and researchers think it's most likely an ice giant measuring roughly 5 to 20 times the mass of our planet Earth. And while noting nothing that about the potential planet has ever been proven, some researchers say that it could have once been an exoplanet that got stuck in the sun's gravitational pull back when the solar system was in infancy. Again, all this is theory. Now, according to both teams, the addition of Planet 9 to the solar system could have been enough to jostle the other planets away from the sun's axis, causing the tilt we see today. This hypothesis, first tested earlier by Caltech's team, who plugged the hypothetical mass of Planet 9 into a complex computer, the model that simulated how it would affect some of the smaller icy dwarf planets that linger at the edge of our solar system, the Kuiper Belt. So in the end, they concluded that hypothetical Planet 9 or Planet X could account for the dwarf planet's odd movements, and now the team says the same thing could have happened to the giant planets which are closer to the sun. Using an analytic model for secular interactions between Planet 9 and the remaining giant planets, here we show, they said, that a planet with similar parameters can naturally generate the observed obliquity as well as the scientific pole position of the sun's spin axis from a nearly aligned initial state, the team says. Thus, they said, Planet 9 or Planet X offers a testable explanation for the otherwise mysterious spin-orbit misalignment of our solar system. In the French study conducted by astronomers at Côte d'Azur Observatory in Nice, the team suggests that Planet 9's tilt is likely to blame for this misalignment rather than its mass, and according to researchers, while mass is often used to explain why objects in space influence one another, and that's what Caltech team looked into, in this case, it would mean that Jupiter, the juggernaut of our solar system, could have caused a tilt, which it didn't. Now let's remember that the ancient Sumerians called Jupiter Nibiru. Okay? Nibiru is what they called it. Now, we'll see that in one of my latest videos. Now, the team member Alessandro Morbidelli told New Scientist, what is important is that the perturbing planet is off-plane. Jupiter cannot cause its own tilt. Instead, their models show that Planet 9's tilt could have skewed everything else, coming to the same conclusion as the Caltech teams. Now, combined, the results of both the studies add a significant amount of evidence that Planet 9 does exist, though not enough to actually prove it, and instead the study seems to say that something influenced the early solar system and made the mysterious 6-degree tilt, and Planet 9, Planet X fits the profile. while Planet 9 will stay hypothetical unless researchers manage to actually find it in the night sky. It's not stopping researchers from piling up evidence of its existence. For example, recently a team started devising a way to spot the planet using black body radiation, which basically scans the sky for hotspots that could be planets cooling down. These latest results have not been peer-reviewed yet, so we need to take them with a grain of salt for now, but both have been uploaded to preprint site arxiv.org and are accepting comments, feedback from other physicists before they submit the research to a journal. So while the debate over Planet 9, Planet X will likely continue into the future, it's exciting to see that it fits into models explaining why our solar system is the way it is. And this is Unbended Reality. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.